welcome. This is Sahara playing Geneforge 2, the Infestation, and we just made it into Medab. Okay, so I'm surprised we didn't get a cut thing. Oh, okay, so Kasha? As you explore Medab, a Servile walks up to you. His robes are cleaner than expected and have a nice little bit of fur trim. An official of some sort. He bows deeply. Welcome to Medab, free city and home of the awakened. I am Kasha, assistant to Leonard Heiner. When you are ready, I would like to speak with you. Please come to our town hall. He points northwest. It is in the corner of town. I am returning to it now, if you would care to follow. What are the awakened? I am humble. I would not dare explain to you our ways when Leonard Pinner could do such a better job. Please follow. I will take you to her. Who is Leonard Pinner? She is leader here. I can take you to her now. Well, I prefer to explore on my own. Your choice, of course. When you are ready, our leader awaits you in the northwest hall. He bows again and walks off. Yeah, I am going to explore before we go talk to anybody. Okay. Because that's just what I like to do. I don't think it's going to let me do very much exploring. Where is this taking me to? This is taking me to Medab West Bridge. Okay. What is this? We got... Okay. Is this the town hall? I don't think so, because it's not marked on the map. Who is this? This is guard. The guard watches carefully as you approach. Shapers have a reputation. You know you can lash out with fiery vengeance in any moment. He is relieved when you only want to chat with him. However, he is very quiet and guarded. You don't learn anything. Okay. Paper. Yeah, I didn't think there'd be anything. Is this door? Can I even get in it? Wow, requires 4. You enter the town of Medab, a settlement that is not supposed to exist. The walls and buildings are made of sturdy timbers. Though this town is only a few years old, it was built to last. Though there are a few humans here, Medab is mainly populated by Serviles. Serviles on their own, running themselves without the control of influence of the Shapers. Once you wouldn't have thought Serviles could rule themselves, yet here they are, acting as independent creatures with homes, shops, and families. If the Shaper Council knew of this place, they would destroy it immediately. And this explains why, as you enter, all Serviles watch you closely. After years of peace, their home has been discovered. They wait, alert and afraid, to see what is going to happen. Yeah, I could disrupt. So where's Shantae, though? Okay, we have a piggy there. I don't want to let it out. Okay, so this is their livestock area. Master Gur. It's a guard. Okay, these are the guards. I'm sure there's just gonna be trash in this thing. Oh, really? What I get for thinking, Alright. Jump in there. That's a guard. Medab is closer to a real town than you thought. Since there is trade, there are travelers. Since there are travelers, an inn is required. and it's here, complete with tables, drinks, and sort of clean beds for weary visitors. The inn is mostly empty, but it's decently sized. Decent business up until recently. Blah blah blah. Okay, so do we have people we can talk to here? Yeah, there's a woman here. I will be rich. Will you now? That's the innkeeper. Let's speak to the innkeeper. The servo is a merchant. This is still disorienting. Back home, if you want something, a servo you ask for it, and he gives it to you. Here, you have to trade for it. Strange. When you approach, he carefully acts as if this is just a normal bit of business. Greetings, honored shaper. Can I interest you in some of my wares? By principles of fair exchange, of course. Well, I'd like to do some shopping. Let's see what you've got. Oh, nothing. Okay. I don't think he probably has much money. Oh yeah, they have 210. No, I don't think I can sell anything of my stuff here. Okay, but who is this person? Shapers? Save times have... This is Laura. There is a common woman sitting at the table. She is exhausted and slumped over, mechanically eating soup and drinking ale. When she sees you approach, she listlessly waves for you to sit. Hello, Shaper. I hope life is treating you better than it treats me. On the floor at her side, you see a large pack full of goods. She must be a merchant. So what problems have you had? The rogues, the fighting. Trade used to be good in these mountains. I took supplies from settlement to settlement, made good number of coin. But now, travel is dangerous, and I'm stuck here with all these servals. Are these towns even allowed under Shaper law? She raises an eyebrow. Of course they are. Why would Shaper Zachra allow them if they weren't legal? A lot of common humans are in for an ugly surprise when the Shaper Council shows up. Yeah, they don't understand. You make money? They have money up here? Sure, they barter with Shaper currency, plus silver and gold and crystals. It's odd. They hate the Shaper so much, but they still use their money. Suppose it's convenient. What makes things dangerous? As if I didn't know. Rogues, of course, but also serval politics. All the servals are angry at each other, and I don't know why. I don't get involved, and since I'm human, they don't want me involved. So what sort of supplies do you sell? I used to carry food, pots and pans and so on, but I realized that what they really needed was lab equipment, Shaper equipment for servals. Go figure. By the way, if you have any Shaper equipment you don't need, I'll pay you for it. I pay well. I'll need it for when the roads are clear again. Oh, and I've been selling it. I knew I should have kept it. I might have some on me, actually, but I think it's in my pack. Where might I find Shaper equipment? Aren't you a Shaper? You should know better than me. You'll probably have to find it the same way we do. We dig it out of your ruins. Your kind left such a mess behind. What will you do with the equipment? Sell it to other awakened. The answer leads you to ask more questions, none of which get good answers. Yeah, Laura sighs and drinks more ale. She spills a little bit on her already dirty shirt, but she doesn't care. Can I trade with you? So what do you have? And it's exorbitant. Not just expensive, but exorbitant. So, venom batons, break... Well, 28 isn't much for that. The living tool is 84 and it was 69 before. Something to think about, but I don't really need it. The spray crystal does acid shower. I'll buy what you have. I like the fiery wand. Charges 6. I have one left. For 168? Well, but I can sell stuff. Let me see if she can... She's got 706. Does she even have the money for it? She did. Okay. So let me buy that wand. The fiery wand. Okay. Anybody in here? Pick the lock. Okay, time to save. See if it's worth it. Oh, there is a baton on the venom blade. Baton. I already have. See, that's the problem. Okay, so is it worth it? Letter to Rising. This is a letter written on a parchment scroll in some sort of code, some sort of servo political intrigue. Do I need that? Gold discs. Yeah, I'm going to take this. Okay. So, I'm going to have a place to stay, aren't I? I assume this is the smithy. He's a merchant. Iron bars, of course, but I can't have them. This serval is a merchant. This is still disorientating. Back home, if you want something, when you approach, you carefully access if this is... Oh, I think we already went through all this, didn't we? Yeah, I did. Duh. Never mind. I lose track of what I'm doing half the time anymore. Problem with getting old! The brain. Can we get in here? Oh, this must be the... Alright, I don't want to get there first. That's the smithy. This is the inn. Not yours. And this is Praw? Is that what the name says? Yeah, Praw. The serval is very solidly built, definitely a variant, made from heavy work. Made for heavy work, hauling, and so on. He is in charge of distributing supplies and building materials. He is also sick. He is trembling gently, and the skin on his face is so dry that it is coming off in small patches. It looks painful. Despite his weakness, he stands as tall as he can. He stares resolutely into your chest and says, "Hello, I am Praw. I'd like to know more about your town. We all know you came here. We all know you came here. We've all known for weeks. We knew you would have questions. I'm not a talker. I'm a worker. We have a talker for you." Who do I talk to? Leonard Piner tells our tale. She is there. He points to the northwest, so it's up that way. Not over here. Okay. What is your job here? This town is still being built. It needs more walls. It needs repairs. I keep the supplies and them out for the work. And if we're short of wood or rock or food, I grab servals. We go out and get it ourselves. He pauses for a few seconds to cough. There's rogues. Makes it difficult. Still, when they bother us, that's what hatches are for. Only makes it worse when we lose things. You fight the rogues. When I have to, I am not fond of shapers. You should know that. I am grateful that when you made me strong. Leonard Piner teaches us to be thankful. We will be free, but we thank you for our life. But we will be free, but we thank you for life. And what have you lost? Oinks. Carnelian worked hard for us. Made better oinks. Custom design for these mountains, big and fat and meaty. We took them out to graze. Claw bugs attacked. There were 6. 3 died. They ran off into the woods. I've ordered some of the town supplies. Goes to anyone who could bring them back. Nobody bothered. They're probably dead anyway. That's what I knew. There was a quest for that. I knew there was a quest for that when I saw that pig over there. They had a custom design. Yes, one problem with it, they get violent around rogues. Probably attacked the first claw bugs they met. Got killed, stupid creatures. How will I know them if I find them? Each has an X tattooed on the rear. Yeah, that's right. That is right, I remember that now. Should you be doing that in your condition? What else should I do, Shaper? I am sick, not dead. There's work to do. It hurts, but so does sitting around doing nothing. Okay. Oops. So that is what... So I know where one of them is at. So this isn't what I thought it was. Because he said northwest. I was thinking it was northeast. So what is this place? It says it's locked. The door is locked. You don't have the key, but I can get in from the other side, right? That makes no sense. I can get in from up here. Can't even talk to him. Well, this is where they live at. The box contains a hopeless, grimy tangle of servile clothes. Some are clean, and most are dirty. Even when they're intelligent, these creatures are not very clean. They can also be careless. Under the clothes, you find a key. You take it. And what is that key to? Special items. Medab's gate key. This large iron key is probably Medab gate key. You guess this because you found it in Medab and the word gate has been scratched into the side. Okay. Alright. I forgot I closed the door. Never mind. Okay, so we spoke to Pra. Oh, it's over here. Requires one. Alright. Is it worth it? It's just an eggshell. Major healing pod? Oh. Heals for 30 to 110 and a spray crystal. Okay. Yeah. Put the major healing pod over here. That was worth it. Okay, welcome Shaver. This is Carnelia? Carnelian. That's an agate. Carnelian is. You meet another fellow shaper in this remote and strange land for some reason. She is about 10 years older than you. She has a small shaping hall here where she works to aid the rogues and rebels of Medab. She is very uncomfortable when you enter, and well, she should be. It has probably been a while since she came face to face with one of her own kind. She adopts an obviously fake casual attitude. Well, hello, fellow shaper. I am Carnelian. I hope you are well. How did you come to be here? How these settlements came to exist is a long story that a pioneer can tell you better than I. All I can say is that I am an assistant to Shaper Zakra. Once we went to a place called Sushi Island. There, we discovered many powerful Shaper secrets, secrets that we thought we could use to make the world better. We came here and, in secret, created these settlements. On the topic of Shapers, I'm looking for an agent named Shantae. She gives it some thought, then she shakes her head. I have heard nothing about her. Of course, if she is an agent, she could easily pass through without us detecting her. So tell me about Sushi Island. You should ask Leonard Peener. She was born and raised there after all. She knows as much about it as any alive. Did you help with the shaping up here? I am proud to say I did. Shapers tried for 2 centuries to shape plants and animals which would help these peaks flourish. Nothing but failure and disaster. The Zacra and Barella, with their new techniques, they brought lush life to these peaks. Why are you living with the Serviles? Because in my time on Sushi Island, I got to see what Serviles were like when left to live on their own. I learned that they have their own intelligence and philosophy. I learned to respect them. That is why I joined Shaper Zacra and hid in these peaks. The Shapers have great power, but they do not take great wisdom to go with it. But they do not have great wisdom to go with it. I agree with that. One thing to have power, but one thing to have wisdom. They don't always go hand in hand. Then you are a traitor who thinks carefully, but still a traitor. I have not seen enough. I have to see more before I can say if I agree with you or not. It is hard to say this, but I am starting to believe. Yeah, I have not seen enough. All I ask is that you open your eyes, speak to the Serviles, see that there is much in them to admire. They are our children. We must love and guide them, not crush them. Okay, I could use training. Can you help me? I would be glad to help you, but there is little I can teach you. You should go northeast. Medab has built a complex for the study of magic. Lead Medab to the east and follow the road. What can you teach me? You can teach me improve. I can learn speed. What else can I learn? Create. Improve, create, art. But I can't. Learn cure affliction. Learn speed. I don't think that's important for right now, but I can come here to learn stuff. I just have to remember that. That's the whole thing is learning. Is this even marked? Shaping hall. Yeah, you have a shaping hall. So the shaping hall is here. Okay. What the heck is that? Oh, it's a spin. Shaper equipment. Yeah. It's going to say shaper equipment on it. Oop. Takes one. Oh, it's one of those canisters. Shut the door. So, shape equipment, healing pod, healing spores. Okay, we'll take that. And this canister. The canister can shape and improve this ability. Lancers. Fires a cone of magical energy at your foes. Each extra point at this skill increases the damage. Do you want to use it? Yes. When you touch the needle at the top of the canister, the agents inside begin to act upon you. You feel yourself changing. Okay, so now I have Lancer. Where's that at? Essence Lance. Fires a cone of... Okay. Wow, I can see I'm going to have to move all this stuff around. Wow, okay, yep, that was worth the lockpick. And down here, must be another merchant. Zan? Yeah. You're kind of sure this serval is very old. It's hard to gauge the age of these creatures. You never encountered old ones outside the Dry Peak Mountains. She must be at least 60 years old. She is an alchemist, surrounded by golds and vials which will be stuffed with powerful spores. She has been making pods for a long time, and she seems to have lost 2 of her fingers along the way. When you enter, she gives you a nod. Welcome to my shop, Shaper, she says. I am Zan, and I have spent my life learning your crafts. What are you here for? How did you learn to make pods? I learned it from my mother on Sushi Island long before we came here. We needed everything we could possibly make to stay alive. So what is Sushi Island? That is where we all came from years ago. It is where the Shapers abandoned us. It is where we learned to tend to ourselves, for ourselves, and where we were awakened. It was a hard place, but it was ours. Then the Shapers returned and took it from us. You were awakened? Yes. Elareth was alive then, bless his spirit, and he taught us to stand up and be free, to demand fair exchange for our work, even if it meant death. We owe him so much for his wisdom. Well, tell me more about Sushi Island. I wish I could, but the memories fade more every year. Our leader, Leonard Piner, is our tale-teller. Okay. Zane waits to see what you want. You note that she is trembling slightly, especially her hands. Maybe the shakes are caused by age, though this can also be caused by breathing essence-infused spores for many years. Where do you get your pod ingredients? When we filled these upper hall valleys with life, we found all sorts of resources. Pools of essence, plants whose pods contain the base spores, books with alchemical instructions. Not everything grows everywhere, of course, but practically everything is somewhere. The settlements traded with each other once, then the fighting started, and I am low on supplies now because an important package was lost. Do the Shapers allow what you do? I do not follow Shaper law, but I do not break it either. Even commons are allowed to gather the spores and make the pods. The Shapers created the art and all can practice it. Outside our mountains, however, the common human need Shaper permission. So you lost a package? A package of sporelings. It was being brought from Zassus. The caravan carrying it was ambushed not long after they came through the pass into our woods. The merchant lived and fled, thank goodness. The goods were lost. It is unfortunate. I might have used those sporelings to cure sick Serviles. Sporelings? I apologize for being unclear. A sporeling is a young plant that can grow and make new spores. These are the spores I infuse with essence and put in the pods. I follow the standard ancient artisanal Shaper techniques. What do you think happened to the package? Likely stolen by the bandits. They have been preying the roads to the west. If it still exists and hasn't been eaten, it may be in some brigand's hoard. And if I find your package? It was probably torn apart and eaten by some beast. If not, it would be addressed to Medab in my name. I would pay for its return. I was hoping you would say that. I would like to buy some pods. Okay, so you do have some nice pods. Very expensive. You have essence pods for 80. You have 7 of them. Wow, okay. You have healing spores. You have 2. I'll buy 1 healing spore. I'll buy 1 essence pod. And 1 curing spores. Okay. Alright, so what's over here? Another. Who is this? It's a merchant. Why do you have your door closed? Oh, you got living tools on the ground. Merchant. This Servile is a merchant. This is still disorientating, yeah. When you approach, he carefully acts As if this is just a normal bit of business. Greetings, honored shaper. Can I interest you in some of my wares? By principles of fair exchange, of course. Okay, let me do some shopping. I was hoping you had some living tools since they were on the floor. So you have pods too. Good. But you don't have very many, and yours are more expensive. Tranquil thorns. You will automatically. Okay, so they're loaded with batons, shapers. Okay, doesn't tell what they are. I assume it puts them to sleep. It doesn't say what it does. Thorns, living tools. Okay, so you have living tools here in case I need them, and an essence pod in case I need them, but not for now. Okay. More guards. I don't think I could get in. Oh, that's right. I did try it, and I didn't like what was there. Okay, what's here? Well, that is a healing pod. If I close the door, I can steal it from you. As long as no one's walking by. I'll take it. Okay. My inventory is really full. What am I doing? Okay, I need to get rid of that. Why am I doing? Why isn't that in there? I need to find a place to put stuff down. Okay, we can sell that. Fairy wand. That'll get used. Yeah, I need to find a place. I could probably do it in the inn, or... Okay, the inn is down here, right? The inn. That's the smithy. This is the inn. I got one little piece of equipment for you. Okay, I have some shaper equipment. Alright. So, let's go over here. I'm gonna get, because I have a baton, venom baton already, and I've got venom. Okay, so I'm gonna put this on the ground. I wish they would stack. It would be so nice if they would stack. Okay, I don't know if I'm going to do that or not. Thorn baton. Spitting thorns. I think you have to have... They just don't give you enough room. Only have one venom left, don't I? So when that one is used up, then I have to use my venom down here. I only have one venom left. Okay, so then I have to go to my thorny ones. Well, let's do this then. Yeah, it's gonna go on the ground. This is gonna go up here. Okay. That'll work. Okay. Just gotta remember where I left it at. Alright, so this must be the... oh, that's not what I'm trying to do, sorry. I was trying to see if you had a name. Medab has several small docks extending into the lake. They use the river running through the valley to move supplies through here to other settlements. The Serviles even developed their own humble system of trade. For some reason, nobody has been working here for a few months. Perhaps boat travel became dangerous or no longer necessary. How can you tell? I mean, we're just assuming all this stuff, right? The guard watches carefully. Okay, that's what I thought. It was just a guard. Okay. No. There's a guard. Chairs. In Avernum, you can get in boats and actually move around on the lakes and stuff. It's really cool. The lakes and the rivers. Yeah. Alright, so this is the hall. Alright. Eye control. Okay, this is him. You meet Kasha again. Ah, Shaper, I am glad you have made it. Leonard Piner is beyond the door at the end of the hall. He points to the north. Before you enter, I need to speak with you. I must be sure you intend our leader no harm. Who do you think would cause Piner harm? You, for one. There are many other hostile ones in these mountains, but we see you as our greatest threat now. So what is your normal job here? I am Piner's assistant. She is old, so I handle the day-to-day work of the Awakened. Organizing, training, answering philosophical questions, dealing with merchants, settlements, and the other factions, keeping the peace. Piner trusts me, and I'll work hard to earn that trust. Oh, I would like to speak with her. And Piner would like to speak with you. However, these are dangerous times, and we have much to fear from many people, including, I am afraid, the Shapers. Yet we believe the Shapers can be honorable. We need to deal with them. Therefore, we can take you at your word. If you will swear that no harm will come to Piner by your hand, we will allow you to see her. This is a strange request. No loyal Shaper would ever feel bound by a promise made to a creation, especially under duress. After all, Shapers feel that creations owe their makers for total obedience in return for their existence. Do these creatures realize this? You aren't sure. I will swear no such thing. I can't swear that. However, if you let me see Piner, she might tell me everything that will keep the Shapers from destroying you. I can't swear that. However, if you let me see Piner, she might tell me something that will keep the Shapers from destroying you. I swear then, I will not harm Piner. Well, we are here to learn, right, and to investigate to see what's happening. I can't get anywhere if I don't talk to her, so I'm gonna have to swear. Thank you, Shaper. It is good to hear that. Caster walks to the end of the hall and unlocks the door. So you locked her in? Really? And then he returns to his seat. Leonard Piner would very much to meet you. So you locked her in. That's just too funny. You locked her in her room. I would imagine most people probably went to the end of the hall first and then couldn't get in. Wow, she looks odd. This strange hall is charged with magic. The floor is covered with gently glowing green tiles, and there are shaping platforms in each corner. You easily recognize powerful defenses, though who made them. There is a lone Servile standing in the center of the room. She is extremely old for a Servile, and she shows no signs of subservience. She evaluates you with eyes old and wise, trying to anticipate your judgments. She says, "Welcome, Shaper. I am glad you have come to see me. I am Leonard Piner, current leader of Medab and of the Awakened. Whether you accept it or not, we have much to discuss. So they have these weird looking noses like an elephant. Really? Or is it just that way because she's so old? Okay. My god, the awakened. Meet the. Okay. Despite her great age, Leonard Piner stands straight and tall for a serval. As you approach her, the magic in the air makes your hair stand on end. She says, When you came to Dry Peak, we knew you would find us. Now that you are here at last, there are things I must say. You are a shaper. Soon you might carry news to your kind of what you have found here. Then I fear we will all be destroyed. It is vital that I tell you our story before tragedy happens. I want to tell you where we came from. I must convince you that we have a right to live. Well, I would like to hear your story. I'm glad you are interested. Please be patient with one who is old and tired. There is much to tell about our people and what was done to us. I was born on a place called Sushi Island. I doubt you have heard of it. Your people abandoned it, and us long ago. It spent many years as a secret. It was a place where shapers did research, forbidden research we do not understand. They made something called a Geneforge. It was a pool of charged essence that could make one of your kind incredibly powerful. I don't understand it. What I do understand is what was done to us, to the Serviles. So where is Sushi Island? The smoking ruins that remain of it are off the coast far to the northwest. And what were you on Sushi Island? I was a free Servile, first young, then old, then a leader. All will come clear as I tell my story. So what was done to the Serviles? Sushi Island was abandoned and barred by the Shapers. The penalty for a visit was death. However, when the Shapers left, they left many Serviles, their workers, behind. Your kind just left us there, to starve, I suppose. But we lived, we were hungry and hunted, but we survived. With no Shapers to tell us what to do, we developed our own thoughts and skills and our own ideas. We lived on our own for many years. If you have wondered how we Serviles got so smart, now you know. When you left, we were simple, asleep. Once you were gone, we woke up, awakened. We lived like that for years, eventually becoming almost happy. But then a Shaper found our island. You call yourselves awakened? Yes, that is when we developed our own way of thought and selected that name. Was your band the only Serviles on Sushi Island? No, there were others. The Intuit in the hills, the Takers consumed with rage, the Obeyers, who foolishly thought the Shapers would take them in again. Some escaped the island when the Shapers brought their fire. The rest were lost. Yes, I do remember these. I don't remember the Intuit, though. I remember the Obeyers, the Takers, and the yeah, it was the Takers, the Obeyers, and the Awakened. There wasn't the Intuit, whatever that name is. A Shaper found Sushi Island. In time, first outsiders from over the sea called the Sholtsi came to Sushi Island and looted the treasures there, artifacts and knowledge both. Then they kidnapped a Shaper to teach them how to use the power of the Geneforge. The Shaper refused. There was fighting. I don't know the details, but the Shaper escaped the island. He told the Shaper Council what had happened. Shapers came to Sushi Island in force, and our peace ended. The Shapers were going to destroy us. We were too smart and independent. However, two of the Shapers who came to Sushi Island had different ideas. Their names were Zakra and Barzel. They wanted the power of Sushi Island for themselves. They took the secrets and many of us, free Serviles, and brought us here, to these mountains. So what happened to the Solia? I don't know. I never met them. They didn't come to us for help. So what happened to the Serviles who weren't awakened? Death mostly. A few of them found boats and fled the island. Some of them followed us to these mountains. These were Takers, our Takers. They live in the higher peaks to the west, experimenting and hoarding power. The rest, I don't know. What did you do when you got to the mountains? We built all this, all that you see around you, the towns, the roads, the forest, we made it all. Zacharias stayed in Dry Peak as a front. He guarded us at the entrance to the mountains, concealing our great work. With my guidance, the awakened who escaped built Medab. The awakened survived. Bazel went west and built the city of Rising, where he could do his research. Finally, some embittered Serviles went into the wastes of the west to join surviving takers and form Zahas. Then the argument started. Well, I was sent here to speak with Zakra and Brazel. And you have already met Shaper Zakra. I have not talked with him in some time. Shaper Brazel is in Rising. I have not spoken personally to him in some years. Rising fights us now. And what kind of arguments do you have? Through all our labors, we knew that we were in great danger. If the Shapers ever found us, we would be attacked and destroyed. In time, each settlement came up with their own way to deal with the threat. We of the Awakened want to make defenses for these valleys. We must make ourselves safe from the Shapers. Then we will contact them and deal with them as equals. Brazel and the Shapers of Rising are much more militant. They want to make an army and form our own nation out here in the wilderness, taking more land if they can. They will fight the Shapers. It will destroy them. And the Serviles of Zahas are mad. They want to destroy the Shapers entirely, even though it will result in their own death. We have all grown afraid and paranoid. Then the settlements to the west have responded by turning on us. It is sad and futile, but it is sad and futile, but there we are. What does this have to do with me? I want to tell you of our beliefs of the Awakened. I want to try to convince you to help us. You are young. Your vision might not have been clouded by Shaper propaganda and Shaper power. And that is our story. Now that you know it, I can ask for your help. I want you to help us. I want justice. Please, help us to survive and live in peace. That is unlikely. You are a pack of rebels and rogues. I don't know what to do, but I'll listen to what you have to say. I would like to hear what you have to say. It sounds like the Shapers are treating you unjustly, and I want to help. I don't know what to do, but I'll listen to what you have to say. I know what turning your back on the Shapers would cost you. Your consideration is all I can ask. I hope that meeting three independent creatures would awaken some mercy within you. Let me tell you of our needs and plans in the hope that you might accept and aid us. I would like to know more about the Awakened. Did we ever go through there? Our beliefs are simple, Shaper. We believe that we Serviles are intelligent and independent creatures. We were left to be free, and we want to keep that. We should be able to deal with the Shapers as equals. We wish fair exchange. Nothing should be stolen from us. If we give you something, we should get something in return. Oh, sorry, I've been stealing out of your rooms. This is what we see as justice. We would like you to join us and speak for us. If there is still a part of you that feels that creations are treated cruelly and we should be allowed to exist on our own, I ask for your aid. I will think on what you have said, but I am not sure. I want to discuss the Awakened. I appreciate your willingness to listen. Few Shapers would give us that much. Did you create the Awakened? No, but I knew the Servile who did. His name was Elira. He was our leader on Sushi Island. He was so wise, so strong. I have never known his like. I never will again. Yet his strength was not infinite. He fled with us as Sushi Island was scorched by the Shapers. Losing all he built coming here and settling a new land took too much out of him. He fell ill and died. His tomb is to the north. If you wish one day you should go north and visit it. It is always worthwhile to pay respect to the truly great, whatever their species. So I want to know more about your beliefs. They appeared naturally. The Shapers left us. We had to grow up. We had to learn to look after ourselves. In the process, we became like the commons. We wanted to be treated like them. When we fled Sushi Island, we took books with us. You can find them here and in Tribola. Read them to learn more. Well, I mean, I understand totally what happened to them. Once you're left alone, abandoned, and they would rather live than die, so they learned to survive. They because of that they became independent with their own thought processes and decisions, trial and error. So the Shaper Council would never have any thought of that happening, and they didn't care because they just left him behind to die. They didn't care. Shapers created you. Don't you owe us something? All you have is because of us. Shapers keep tight control over creations for a reason. Not doing so leads to disaster. I have no interest in joining you. You are our creations. Shapers keep tight control over creations for a reason. Not doing so leads to disaster. That is the story you tell yourself to justify your actions. Yet what you do is wrong. Shapers created you. Don't you owe us something? All you have is because of us. Yes, that's true. No, Shaper, we do not owe you anything. A child does not owe a parent a life of slavery, and we do not owe the same to you. Creation is a kind act, a generous one. Yet total slavish obedience is too much to expect of anyone. Well, she does have a point there, for sure. Children are created, and they are. What can the Awakened pay me for my help? Do I want to be paid for helping them? No, I do not. That is all I have to ask. I hope I have given you some clarity. I will think on what you have said, but I am not sure. Yeah. Fire enough. Look around. Talk to the Serviles here. See what your kind has done to us. Maybe one day you will make up your mind. There is something we need to discuss. I am looking for someone named Brazil. Do you know where he is? Oh, yes, I know Brazil well. He is the leader of the City of Rising to the southwest. There he uses stolen Shaper knowledge to make himself strong and mad in equal measures. You can go meet him if you want. He may have much of interest to tell you. That is, of course, if he doesn't stab you first. I have lost my friend. Her name is Shantae. Do you know where she is? I lost my trainer. I do not know of her. I am sorry. However, the scouts who came to aid you said that they saw, in the distance, a fight between your attackers and another human. They knocked the human out and dragged it off. It was all seen from a distance, though. Whether it was your trainer or not, I do not know. Tell me about the other settlements in this mountain. There is Dry Peak. That's the mask that hides from the Shapers what has been happening in these mountains. Then there is Rising to the southwest. They are warriors determined to fight the Shapers, and by fight I mean antagonize. And there is Zassus to the west. It is ruled by the Surviving Takers, a sect on Sushi Island dedicated to vengeance and the destruction of the Shapers. They claim they have a way to beat the Shapers in battle, and maybe they do. They also hate your kind. You will be at great risk if you go there. And as if times were not hard enough, our people have started to get ill. Serviles are falling ill? Yes, a new disease. It makes us weak and tired and harms our skin. That is as bad as it has gotten so far, but I think it will get worse. You should talk to Carnelian about it. She is a Shaper too. She has been working to cure us. Can you give me any sort of training or assistance? Me? No. All of our training and magical work takes place in the Cape's 2 days walk to the northeast. If you go to our research warrens, you can be trained. Of course, in standard Awakened fashion, you will have to pay for the help we give you. Okay. Alright. I think I've got pretty much everything I need. Okay. The Awakened. I need to take some water. That was a lot of reading. Okay, so let's see if we can get this door. No, I didn't think we could. I need 13 to get in the door. We have a book here to read. Awakened Wishes. We of the Awakened have our fair requests. When the Shapers return, they will be presented in the spirit of openness and good wishes. Any creation with the presence to say, I am a thinking free being, must become one. A free thinking creation will be bound by the same laws as a common and be punished for crimes in the same way. A free thinking creation will be able to sell goods and labor freely and be bound by the same laws as a common. A free-thinking creation capable of magic can apply to learn this power according to the same laws as a common. Well, it makes sense. I mean, I agree with them. If they become awakened as they talk about, then they should be able to do free trade, free labor, not free labor, but they should be able to learn whatever they need to. Excuse me, now I'm belching because I drank some water. All right, so we need to talk to her about what's going on. Come here. Can we talk to you? She told us to talk to Cornelian about them being ill. Why are you living with the Serviles? Can you help me with the shaping up here? Okay. We were told to talk to you. Oh, quit modding around. I could use training. What work do you do here? Is there anything I can do to... Okay. Sure. Okay. I do what I can to help Medab. Though my skills are modest, I heal the Serviles when they fall ill. I make the occasional creation to help defend the town. I maintain the turrets at the gates and so on. However, I newly have a much graver purpose. Recently, the Serviles have fallen ill from an unrecorded disease. I fear that it is a side effect of the many Shaper experiments that have taken place recently. So far, its effects are mild. For a time, Serviles who catch it are weak. Their skin dries easily and peels off. However, new cases are growing more severe. I am struggling to find a way to cure it. So you cure the Serviles, you don't just make more of them. Oh no, believe me, the Serviles are more than capable of making more Serviles on their own. They're quite good at it. Making a complex creation like a Servile is very difficult and tiring for Shapers. Thus, creations that the Shapers want lots of, like Serviles and Onts, are made fertile so they can reproduce. Oh, so they can reproduce. On the other hand, dangerous creations like Virus and Thalds are generally shaped in an infertile state. If you rogue Virus, having litters of babies in the wild can cause all sorts of problems, as you have seen. Is there anything I can do to help cure the Serviles? The curing spores I have been using to soothe them do not affect the illness, and they are hard to make as well. However, I have an idea for a new sort of salve, but I need a rare base component. If you could find and bring me some strong healing spores, it would be a big help. Any idea where I should look? No particular place. Many alchemists in these mountains generate healing spores. Just stay alert. Remember, I need the more powerful variety. Okay. So now I got her quest, too. Alright. That's almost an hour of mostly talking and looking around. So I'm going to go ahead and close down this episode. So, what do we have here? Find lost oink. I thought we found a lost oink. So that's where they're at? Thought we found a lost oink over here in the Medab Road. So the servants. What about the servants? What quest do we have about the servants there? Oh, that's in the war. Okay. The Warrens. I think we found a place for him, that guy that was looking for a place to go, because he seemed like he wants to treat creations like they're being treated in Medab. So I think that would be his purpose. Okay, so when we come back, I think we're going to go to the patrolled path and see if we can find some lost owns. But I could swear we found one here on the Medib Road. I know we did, in that one area. I'll check there first, and then we'll go over here. But I have to make my creations too. I had to redo my creations. So if you're enjoying, click like, leave a comment, subscribe, and thank you so much for watching. Sahara out.